So we are studying human respiratory system. Studying human respiratory system. So it is part of human respiratory system. It is part of two parts. Number one is respiratory tract and other is the respiratory artery. Respiratory tracts provide the passage for the movement of air up to the lungs, and lung is the respiratory organ. So we can study it as it is part of two parts. It is part of two parts. Number one is respiratory tract. Number one is respiratory tract, and other is respiratory organs. Other is respiratory organs that include the lungs. So respiratory tract and the respiratory organs. First we have to study about the respiratory tract. By the respiratory tract, air enters into the respiratory organs like the lungs. And so we to discuss one by one. First, respiratory tract. First, we have to study about the respiratory tract. So, respiratory tract consists of following parts. So, in this first one is nostril or external nodes. Number one is nostril or external nodes. And we can write it in this way as first one, the nostrils or external nodes. Nostril, not nostril, but it is better nostrils because there are two nostrils. So what are nostrils? Nostrils are slit-like aperture found below the nose and located above the upper lips or upper side of the upper lips. So external nodes are pair of slit like aperture, slit like aperture present here present at the lower sorry, at the lower end of nose, just above the upper lip. So here nostril or the external nares, a pair of slit-like aperture present at the lower end of the nose, just above the upper lip. So nostril, after nostril, next on the nasal chambers. Next part is nasal chambers. Second, nasal chambers. Second part. First is nostrils or external nares. Second one is the nasal chambers. Nostrils. The nostrils. Nostrils lead to nasal chamber. Leads to nasal chambers. It is present. It is present above the palate. It is present above the palate and separated by separated by nasal septum. Separated by nasal septum, and it is consists of three parts. It is consists of three parts. So this nostril opens into a cavity or into a chamber, and that is called the nasal chambers. So it is found just above the palate. Above the palate, a chamber is present, and that chamber is the nasal chamber, and it is consists of the three parts. What are these three parts? Number one is the vestibular part. It is consists of three parts. A, vestibular part. First one is the vestibular part, and this is it is anterior and smaller part of nasal chamber, consists of chamber and consists of R and lined by hairy skin. It is lined by the hairy skin. So these hairs lining skins, which acts as which acts as a filter, and prevents the entry of dust particles in nozzle chambers. So here anterior parts, that is called vestibular part, and it is hairy, and that hairs work just like a filter and prevents the entry of dust particles in the nozzle chambers. Now second part, we can see the second part, that is called as the respiratory part. Second part, we can write here the second part. Here we can write here the respiratory part. Space is come, so we can write little outside. Second one is the respiratory part. B is here. Respiratory part. Second part is the respiratory part. In case of the respiratory part, it is the middle part. It is the middle part. It is middle part of nozzle chambers and consists of glandular and vascular epithelium. And consists of glandular and vascular epithelium, and this is called as the pseudo-stratified. It is a pseudo-stratified. It is a pseudo-stratified. So the middle part of the nasal chamber and consists of the glandular and the vascular respiratory epithelium. Vascular respiratory epithelium. Epithelium. It is actually pseudo-stratified epithelium, and it works as air conditioner. It acts as air conditioner, as acts as air conditioner. So it acts as the air conditioner, means it change the inhaling air at body temperature. It brings the entering air at the body temperature. Suppose one respire in the desert area, just like Rajasthan. So if such warm air will enter inside of the lungs, that may causes the harmful effect. If such warm air enters inside the respiratory system, then it may harm our respiratory system. If extremely cold air, as in case of the polar regions, come inside our body, so that may also causes harm. So that is why it is necessary to bring the incoming air at our the body temperature. So this function is performed by the respiratory part of the nasal chamber. So it works as the air conditioner and brings inspiring air, brings inspiring air at body temperature. So the function of this part is to bring the inspiring air at the body temperature. So this respiratory tract part works just like a air conditioner and bring the inspiring air at the body temperature. Now next part is olfactory part, C. Olfactory part. This is the innermost part. This is the innermost or the posterior part. Innermost or the posterior part. Okay. It is most are posterior. It better try the posterior. That is the posterior part of the nasal chambers and consists of olfactory epithelium. Olfactory epithelium. Olfactory epithelium, and which, so as name indicates, olfactory epithelium, so its function is to experience of the smell. So it helps in smelling. It helps in smelling. So these are the different parts of the nasal chambers. One question arises that which type of the inhalation may be better, by the nose or by the mouth? So by nose, it is better to inhale air by the nose. Why? One reason, dust particles cannot be allowed inside the respiratory system. Another, they have also mucous cell also having the lysozyme, and that kills the bacteria. That kills the bacterial lysozyme. That kills the bacteria entering in the respiring air. And next reason, the air enters inside our the body. Its temperature is changed according to body temperature. So it is better to inhale by the nose instead of by the mouth. So next part is after these, next part is, that is the internal nerves. Next one is the internal nerves. Now third part is the internal nerves. Third. Internal nerves. Internal nerves. The internal nerves, it is found just behind the uvula. It is found behind the uvula. These are the nerves are just like the internal nerves. There are also the slits or the pores found below the uvula in the roof of nasopharynx. So nasal chambers. So here nasal chambers open into nasopharynx. into nasopharynx, into nasopharynx via into nasopharynx at nasopharynx into the nasopharynx by internal nodes. It is found, it is found in the roof of nasopharynx behind uvula. Behind uvula. So you can see the uvula and ask your friend to open his or her mouth, and if you open his or her mouth, then a flap hangs into buccal cavity. Suppose this is the buccal cavity and it is just behind. In this way it will hang from the, in this way it will hang in this way. So you will see that this is the buccal cavity, and you will find such structure, hang structure, and this structure from the roof. This is the roof of the nasopharynx, and this structure is called the uvula. This structure is called the uvula. This uvula prevent the entry of food materials or the water during the swallowing. So behind uvula, what is the function of uvula? Uvula, we can rub this diagram. Uvula 8 encloses the internal nodes, during swallowing up swallowing up food, water. So the water and food cannot enter inside the internal nodes, because due to presence of the uvula. Now next part, fourth part is laryngopharynx. We can study third and fourth part, not right here. So fourth. We are seeing the fourth part, and this fourth part is laryngopharynx. This is laryngopharynx. This is the lowest part of the pharynx. That is it is lowest part of lowest part of pharynx. Lowest are posterior part. Lowest are the posterior part of the pharynx, and it has two apertures. It has two apertures. Anterior, two apertures. Number one is two apertures. Number one. Anterior, slit like. Number one is anterior slit like guard. Glottids. The anterior, that is the slit like card is the glottids, and posterior and posterior gullet. This gullet, that is the opens into the foot pipe. This gullet opens into food pipe or esophagus, food pipe. So since we are studying about the respiratory system, so we are studying only this. This is opens into the this gullet that opens into the food system. Up to here, there is common passage. Up to here, there is common passage for the movement of both gases, water, and the food material. And here it is divided into two parts. One is the glottids, anterior part. This side is the part, and posterior side that is the gullet, and that gullet opens into the food pipe, and glottets, this opens into the windpipe. This opens into the windpipe, and this opens into the food pipe. So we have discussed here, since we are studying respiratory system, so we have to discuss only about the glottets on the day. So glottets, leads into windpipe. Windpipe are trachea. Glottets leads into windpipe are the trachea, and trachea and can be closed by a flap, a cartilaginous flap, closed by, and can be closed by a cartilaginous flap called as epiglottis. Epiglottets, it prevents entering of bolus during swallowing. So this happens. Now next part, fourth, we have to write about the larynx. And fifth is part larynx. It is also called as the voice box. It is also called as voice box and meant for the production of sound, and supported by four cartilage. Now next part after larynx, next trachea are the windpipe. Next sixth, we can write sixth here, trachea windpipe. Next one, trachea windpipe. Sixth. Part is Sixth, trachea or wind pipe. Next part is trachea wind pipe. It is a straight tube. Trachea. As you know that we have studied up to here, and after that one tube like structure, straight tube that runs through the neck, and it is the anterior side of the alimentary canal. So trachea, it is a straight tube. It is a straight tube run down through neck, through neck up to mid thoracic cavity. Neck up to mid thoracic cavity. Mid thoracic cavity, and here trachea divides into two left and right primary bronchi, into two left and right primary bronchi. It is divided into two left and right primary bronchi. This is very important, into left and right primary bronchi. Each primary bronchi, from next time we can write each primary divide and redivide. Each primary bronchi undergoes into division and subdivision, or into we can use the repeated division to this primary bronchi further divides to form, we can write in one each primary bronchi further divides to form secondary to form secondary and tertiary. Secondary and the tertiary bronchi and bronchioles ending up to bronchioles ending up in very thin tunnel bronchi. Up in very thin terminal bronchiole. Terminal bronchiole. So in this way, and the primary secondary, the primary bronchi, secondary and tertiary bronchioles are and tertiary bronchi consists of incomplete or C-shaped cartilage or consists of incomplete or C-shaped cartilage. This cartilage prevent the bronchi and the bronchioles from the collapse. They do not collapse even in the absence of the airs. So, this is the reason cartilage is flexible. So, they prevent the collapsing of the bronchi and the bronchioles. Thank you. Thanks, Doctor.